Cybernation Uncensored.
Good evening, explorers! Welcome to Cybernation Uncensored and the maiden voyage of Flight Beyond the Veil, a Star Trek Adventures campaign. I am Game Mistress Winter, and I will be the star guide on our trip through the galaxy. You can find me on most social platforms as @GMistressWinter, and my personal stream channel, Mistress Winter's Court, with shows on Monday nights. Now, let's meet this fine, intrepid crew. So let's go around and tell everyone your name, pronouns, the character that you'll be playing, and where they can find you among the stars. Social media. Let's start with Juicy.
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland. Normally, I'm a Boston area drag queen and super nerd. Tonight, I'm in the trademarked boy mode. And that's just because both I'm lazy and this is session 0. You can find me on Twitter @JuicyGarland, one word, and on Instagram @juicy.garland.
Fantastic. And Jesse.
I am just Jessie D. I exist solely on Hive Social and Tumblr currently over on the dark side of the internet. And this is my first stream. Really happy to be here.
Welcome. Anita.
Hello, my name is Anita. My pronouns are she, they. I am a ttrpg streamer, graphic designer, all-around menace, which is an intro that I stole from someone else. But you can usually find me at Critical Misses or at Panita Online.
Isn't copying the best form of flattery. I don't know why I'm messing up on that
Imitation
word.
is the best form.
I could. The only word I could think of was intimidation, and I'm like, that's not the word.
Intimidation is not the best form of flattery.
No.
For Klingon.
For Klingon, maybe.
All
That's
right.
fair.
And then Walter.
I am Twisting Curses. My pronouns are he, him, and I can only be found on Discord as Twisting Curses, and I will be playing the Chief Surgeon.
Fantastic. Well, welcome to all. I am so excited to get this show underway. I will admit that I am very new to Star Trek Adventures, but I am very excited to help create this story and present it for you, our viewers, and see where our crew ends up. So this is, as I said, our kind of maiden voyage into this universe of Star Trek. The time frame that we're looking at is about 23, the late 2300s, so the 24th century. A lot is happening throughout the entire galaxy. You have the United Federation and their peacekeeping and exploration missions stretching out across the galaxies. You have uneasy alliances with various other alien races, some more sure than others. And I hope that we get to really dive into some of that. But ultimately, we're going to see where our crew takes us. But we first need to have a starting point. So, the four of you were initially given your assignment and told to report to Starbase Foxtrot on the very edge of the Sol Galaxy. That's the Terran human galaxy. And report there for your assignment. When you first land in the runabout, the shuttlecraft that brings you into the docking bay, everything seems to be going nominally. People are going about their duties, patching up ships, or making scans of various conduits. Everything seems normal. But as you move to the docking bay doors to enter into the main station, that's when you see that hell has broken loose. People are running about like chickens with their heads cut off. They are running back and forth, up and down the corridors. They are in these quick, terse conversations and then running off in opposite directions as they scramble for whatever crisis is going on. What would you like to do?
As someone with the 4 pips of a captain, I'm going to immediately grab hold of someone who's obviously of a lower rank and just say, what's the status? Please report.
It's a very young ensign,
Yep.
probably just fresh out of the academy. He looks up from the little a compad that he has in his hand. Oh, Captain! I'm sorry. The Admiral has me on very special business. I'm sorry, Captain. You can. Her office is down the hall on the third left, permission to
Go, do what you.
and
I guess we're this way.
it bounces.
And
That poor guy. He probably peed himself. Was there any indication of an emergency when we were flying into the starbase?
There was not.
Okay. So it seems like there's something happening on the station, not outside the station.
Yes. Now, granted, the docking procedures and control of the ships coming in and out is mostly controlled by AI. So there's little error there, and there's going to be little emotion expressed through there. But yes, it does seem that all of the chaos is happening inside.
Captain, if you would give me a moment, I think it is prudent if I check the computers to see if there are any issues on the station.
by all means.
Is there a monitor somewhere I can look at diagnostics for the station on?
Sure. Yeah. The corridors have like little interspersed computer consoles that you can access.
Okay, great. I will do the beep boops and see what information I can find.
Okay. The current chaos seems to stem from a missing admiral.
Captain, it appears an admiral has gone missing. Perhaps we should check in with the admiral as the ensign had suggested.
That does seem prudent. This way, I guess.
Tag along.
So you head down the corridor.
Is anybody injured?
Sorry, go ahead. Twisting.
Is anybody injured, or is it just kind of office chaos?
No one's reported, or at least in the lieutenant's check of the computer, there's no reports of any injured or any disasters happening to the station. It just it's all administrative almost.
Okay.
So you head down the hall and find the Admiral's office. You head in and you are greeted by a lieutenant who acts as the executive secretary, or, executive comms officer. Welcome, Captain. What may I do you for?
Well, we were just reporting for an assignment here and noticed the state of the place. Is there anything we can do to assist?
Oh, you're Captain Drell. Right. Pardon me. Let me see if the Admiral is available, and we'll get you right in. So he turns and, hits the comm panel, which chimes inside. He steps in after the doors open. There's a couple of words before he steps back out. The Admiral will see you now.
If I may, all of us? Just the captain? Should I stay out here?
Oh, please, all of you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I assume you're all part of a single assignment?
I'll hold up the pad. We are.
Yes, then please, Admiral Winters will see you. And you head into the office, and there is just as much chaos as there is out in the corridors. You'd expect that an Admiral would have her shit together. There are compads scrawled out on her desk. She's picking them up, searching through one quickly and then picking another one up and scrolling through that. And she barely seems to register that you all crowd into her office. And then she'll tap her badge and issue an order. Yes, make sure those shifts are on time and squared away. I don't want any interruptions in operations. And she does that for a few minutes, letting you stand there awkwardly before she issues her last command, sets down the pads, and looks up. I apologize.
Winter?
Who are you?
Well, Captain Mira Drell. Just coming here on assignment with my crew.
Man, I apologize. I was a little left in the lurch, so I am not sure what Admiral Helgen had assigned for anybody, or who was supposed to do what. And she shuffles around more of her pads and stuff, and finally picks one up. No, that's not it. I do not have your personnel file. I do not know what your assignment was supposed to be.
I'll sort of hand over the pad that has all the information on it. Those were our last standing orders.
Thank you. Well, that's going to be an issue. And until we sort out this mess, I don't know that we can give anybody assignments.
Admiral,
Helgen.
with all due respect,
Winters.
Admiral Winters, with all due respect, you seem to have some sort of crisis on your hands here. Is there anything we can do to render assistance so that we can expedite this process? The sooner we get off station and on mission, the honestly better, I think.
Well, unfortunately, that may be delayed. However, perhaps we can at least let you know what's going on so that you know the reason for the delay. Admiral Helgen, who I previously mentioned, has gone missing, and he was supposed to be handling all of these assignments. He was in command of the station, and he has flat disappeared. No trace, and it has thrown us all for a loop. I got here only yesterday, and I have been trying to sort this all out, but everything is in disarray. So I apologize that you may experience this delay. Now, that being said, I am happy to get you into an assignment, but until I know or I have your personnel files, or I can figure out where to put you, that's going to be on hold.
Ma'am, if you don't mind, it does seem logical that if we were to aid you in resolving this issue, we might both get to our necessary ends faster. What might we be able to do to help expedite this process and help you resolve the problem?
We're still investigating what happened to the Admiral. And once we have a lead, it may be possible that you can assist in recovery of the officer. Until such time that we have some idea of what happened to him, everything is on hold. But I can keep you busy. And I don't mean just busy work. I need an assessment of your crew's capabilities, so I know where best to put you. If you would not mind, I would like to have you run a simulation.
See this giant grin come across Talon's face? Sorry, Admiral, what kind of simulation?
Oh, it's an old one that I put together when I was a much younger officer. It's meant to test the full breadth of a crew's abilities. And this will help give me an idea of your talents, capabilities, how well you work together, and help me best place you with a ship.
That sounds great. I grew up in Hollow Suites. This is gonna be awesome.
Then it should feel just like home, I suppose.
She stands at attention, realizing that she's just lost decor in front of the Admiral.
Captain, what say you?
Well, I don't see a problem with it. If you're sure we can't be of assistance, then there's no sense in us taking up more space than we need to.
Honestly, with all of the chaos, I feel that you would get kind of lost in it. And I don't want to lose you, because you're the first seed of order that has come through my doors in the last 24 hours. So if you will indulge an old woman, please make your way to deck 23. There are the hollow suites there. I believe she goes through her pad here. Hollow suite 6 is open. And I will be down shortly to observe and see what you can do with your crew, Captain.
All right. Thank you, Admiral. Would I be able to very quickly just sort of assess the Admiral's state of being? I'm not going to say in terms of insight check, but I'd like to sort of like just size up the Admiral if possible. And to see if there's like, is there like just another reason why she's keeping us out of the way? If there's anything behind this.
Sure. Why not? I'm still learning what checks there are, so if there's one that you think is appropriate, please roll it.
Probably like an insight plus security check, just to sort of...
Sounds great.
All right. That is a 1 and an 8, so that's 3 successes.
Wow. Very impressive. You have a feeling that this state of chaos kind of follows the Admiral. This particular Admiral. She works best under pressure, and that lends to her command style of throwing things into a little bit of chaos to be in her element. Now that said, you do get the sense that she sees you all as an asset, but one where she doesn't know where to put you. Like, she doesn't know how you fit the picture yet.
Okay.
But she seems sincere, if that
Okay.
helps.
Sounds good. Well, crew, shall we?
Yes. And, Admiral, I believe it is helpful in these instances to say, good luck.
Bonne chance, I guess. I've been practicing my French. Don't ask me why.
I'll pick up a couple pads that have fallen on the floor and maybe like gone underneath one of the chairs that she probably doesn't see and like put them back on the desk.
There, thank you. I've been looking for that one. And she starts scrolling through it real quickly. All right. So you head down to deck 23 and the hollow suites. It's just like this corridor with a line of doors on either side, and heading into various simulators. Getting into Hollow Suite 6, you've probably seen on some larger ships, You know, the nice, comfortable, probably 20 by 20 simulator room, the black with the yellow grid all over it. The ones inside the space station are massive, probably double in size of the ones that you'll find on a Galaxy class. And you step into it, and you can see at the top of the wall that you come into that there's a bit of a jutting out where there's a room, an observation room, up in the corner. And you wait around again a little bit uncomfortably. If there's anything that you need to discuss or anything, you can. You have a few minutes as she shows up about 10-15 minutes later.
Tellen has probably asked the computer to set out some chairs. Probably only 3, though. I think she feels like to pray would probably stand.
Oh, yes. 100% paid attention the whole time.
Very stock still.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You know, they never let you sit down on starships, so, you know, figured, why not?
Is this like the first time that we're all sort of meeting, kind of?
Ooh, that is a good question. I want to say yes, actually. You have probably been pulled for this assignment from other various posts. So while you may have taken the runabout in together, you all departed from other places.
Should we go
think,
around quickly and say what
ahead.
our characters are?
Yeah,
Because I think we skipped that at the beginning.
So Captain Drell is wearing the standard command red with the 4 pips, and is a trill, sort of medium length, blonde hair, and the classic spots on the side that sort of go down. Yes, they do go all the way down.
Would you mind real quick explaining what a trill is?
Sure. So Trill are a near humanoid race. They look very similar to humans, except they do have a series of spots along the sort of the left and right side of their face, and it does go all the way down their bodies. Trill, in some cases, are a symbiotic species. A lot of them do have some of them, not all of them, do have a symbiont that is present within them that does give them memories of previous lives. However, our captain is not a joined Trill, but instead an unjoined Trill, failed initiate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's I suppose it's nice to meet you all. I have read your files, of course, but if you don't mind introducing yourselves, I suppose. Obviously, Captain Miradrell. A new promotion, formerly commander. But
Congratulations. I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Tellen Saul. She's a Bajoran. She's wearing the orange of operations, and she has dark caramel skin, frizzy black hair, sort of tied back in a tight bun. She has a holographic earring. She rigged up herself for a little hollow emitter that she modified one of her pips to emit it. And so if anybody questions that it's not Starfleet issue, she just pushes the pip and it disappears. She's a very casual sitter, so she's probably leaning back in the chair with her legs crossed and is just sort of taking in everybody's presence.
Okay. And did I think the captain had asked for introduction, so if you wanted to include that as well.
Yeah. I grew up on Deep Space Nine, formerly Terek Nor. It's kind of close to my home world, but obviously not far enough away that I couldn't visit. But space is more my comfort zone.
Okay.
And then I am playing Lieutenant, or yes, that's the rank, Lieutenant Dupre, who is a Vulcan science officer. She stands tall and erect. She is very confident and I think oddly optimistic for a Vulcan in general. And I imagine her with a shock of light hair sort of piled on top of her head in a weird spacey like beehive. And that's sort of how I imagine her, at least in my head. And yes, hello, Captain. I am Lieutenant Dupre. I will be your science officer reporting for this command. And as you can see, or you might have seen in my file, I am a science officer with a focus specifically in sociology.
Which would be handy for if we run across any first contacts on our whatever mission we're.
Indeed, I do have some experience in that matter. I will, I hope, provide an asset for the team.
I'm sure you will. And uh, Lieutenant Commander Verlick, is that what
Oh,
that was?
yes, Captain. Yes. Great to meet you. I'm so happy to be here. I got the assignment at the last minute and have been just thrilled, and I'm so looking forward to it. I know that it's going to be a long journey, and I'm looking forward to it. So, uh, this is Lieutenant Commander Verlik Madmika. He is a liberated Borg, and he is Touré. And the Touré are native to the Delta Quadrant and are considered masters of underspace, which is a form of sublight travel. And they live in underspace, so they don't actually have a homeworld. So Verlik was raised on a starbase or a starship, that they call them all the same thing, and was taken by the Borg when he was a child and was essentially liberated. Well, after that, went to Starfleet Academy and took the medical route because everyone in his community, in his family, they were all obsessed with technology and engineering and underspace. And so he decided to be a little bit rebellious and go more towards the medicine. And he has a specialty in emergency medicine, specifically field medic. So does quite well in battle when everything's when people are shooting at you. That's when he does his best. So that's Lieutenant Commander Verlik Madmika.
Fantastic.
Good to meet you all, I suppose.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, good.
So by the time that all your introductions and your little bit of conversation that you had are come to a uncomfortable close, you hear Admiral Winter's voice over the comm. Computer, run simulation 5 Delta. And in an instant, the bridge of a ship materializes around you. It is a Miranda class. Little dated. And so are the consoles. They're still touch, but it's definitely it's almost like when you use a touchpad. There's still like that, tactile response and such. But
Haptics are still on.
what's that?
The haptics are still
Yep.
on, so you can still get that little response.
Exactly. And you have the main viewer up front. You have the navigation and all the various stations around the bridge.
Take the center chair, as is tradition.
Of course.
Helen's like walking around, like running her hands on the railings, like, oh, it's a classic. She will take a place at the security and I guess security station.
Okay.
Yeah.
And T'Pray will, of course, walk over to the science station and start running diagnostics.
Go ahead.
Verlik will just kind of scan the room, and he starts humming to himself and takes a stance behind the captain's seat.
Very good. So once you are all into your positions, the computer generates people to populate the other stations. A couple of ensigns, a lieutenant here and there. But it populates to make sure that you have a full accompaniment of crew. And immediately everything sets into motion. The computer-generated people are working their stations. The viewer populates with a section of space that you recognize near the intergalactic wall. So the intergalactic wall, this massive cloud that surrounds, or this nebula that surrounds the vast inner portion of the galaxy of the Milky Way, just looms in the distance. And ahead, far, far, far in the distance, you can see asteroids and various space debris just kind of free floating out in the picturesque view that you have. Immediately, one of the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, T'Pray, can we get sensor scans of the area just to see what's around us right now?
Yes, Captain, of course. Do I have to roll something?
Yeah, let's...
Would that...
Well,
does...
these are kind of routine.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd still like you to roll, because you might garner some momentum.
Would that be science and insight or reason?
Yes. Reason.
Perfect. I rolled a 7 and an 18, which is 1 success.
As this is very routine, you fire off the ship's various sensor sweeps, kind of almost a galactic sonar, scanning for different radiation trails and maybe life forms even. You pick up a distress call. An automated...
Do we have a location?
Yes, and it's an automated distress call coming from a mining vessel that is only a couple dozen clicks ahead.
Captain, I have picked up a distress call. Please, I will transfer the data over to your screen so that you may see it. Is there information about the mining operation?
It is a mining vessel, the Eberron, that seems to have lost power.
Okay.
Can I run a quick tactical analysis of the Eberron systems to see if everything checks out?
Bring us
Absolutely.
to yellow alert, and we'll pull in. But yes, that does sound good.
Sounds good. Yes. Yeah, go ahead and make your roll. for that.
Security insight. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to roll 13 or below. So I rolled a 5 and a 19. So I think that's 2 successes because I have a 5 security. Is that correct?
So it should be what you need to roll under is your insight plus your security. So if it was a 13, you need to roll a 13 or lower.
So I rolled a 5 and a 19.
So.
You have,
Oh, sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. You
I was just going to say that what are your focuses?
I have a focus in computers that might apply.
If any of the focuses apply, then that 5 does count as a crit.
Okay,
Okay.
I will
Which
leave
would
that
be
up to
Yeah. So,
That's
our
up to the
Mistress
GM,
Winter.
of course.
I love that we're learning together.
Yeah.
mining vessels are usually very basic as far as their computer systems.
It would be my computers. So like my ability to use the computer.
It'd also be your knowledge of computers and
Okay.
stuff like that. They are mining vessels don't have a lot of the bells and whistles. They're meant to be very simple. The ship that you scan, because the power is out, the computers aren't responding except for that signal. As in terms of a tactical, because they're so simple, it's almost like a set of Christmas lights. You know, if one bulb goes out, like you lose the chain. So it's possible that something blew on the ship, and it needs repair before they can bring the ship back up.
So I'll just relay the information. Main power seems to be offline, Captain.
Okay. I'll just say, Helm, bring us in to the NPC so that they can sort of set a course to intercept so that we can start rendering assistance.
They respond immediately, and the ship veers slightly to the left and hones in on the down ship, which is perched on this large asteroid that is kind of stationary in the grand scheme of the galaxy.
Question.
Yes.
Could I run a scan, because you had mentioned that there were asteroids out in the distance? Just given the fact that there is a distress call, I want to make sure that there's not danger in the area. I'd like to scan for anomalies in like the asteroid cloud, just to make sure that there's nothing hiding in there.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. So that would be science insight.
Okay.
And any
Would it be
applicable
super-
focuses.
I got a 1 and a 9, so that is 3 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to go ahead and give you 1 momentum here. Unless you'd like to immediately spend it, but it's really not.
No, I'd rather let that build up for a little while.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Captain.
I was also going to say, one thing that you can spend momentum for right away is an obtain information spend, where you can ask the GM one question that they must answer truthfully.
I will hold off for now.
Fair enough.
I feel like my 3 successes will get us good info.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, you, following your instinct a little bit, you scan the surrounding areas and look for anything that may not be asteroid. And you do spot, or the sensors spot, a unidentified craft that is skulking behind some of the collected rocks.
Captain, I would urge you to apply caution in this instance. If you take a look at the sensors, I have detected a gravitational anomaly over in the asteroid belt, and there is a ship lurking quietly.
That's not generally good. We'll keep us at yellow alert for now. Shields up. It's still our duty to render assistance to any vessel that needs it. Would you be able to scan for life aboard it, just to make sure that this isn't a trap?
Yes. Oh, if that's science officer duty, then yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
The same role?
A quick scan will tell you that there is a minimal complement of crew aboard the downed mining vessel. Eberron has probably about a dozen people. 24 people.
Can we hail them?
With the power down, the communications seem to be...
The communications are raised down?
Yeah.
Okay. No way to communicate with them. The only way, I suppose, to proceed is with caution. We're going to have to let our shields down in order to transport over. And there's no, no, go ahead.
Captain, we could take a shuttlecraft.
Good a suggestion as any. All right. You're all with me. Let's head over. And then I'll leave standing orders to the ship to keep an eye on that vessel.
Aye, aye, Captain. And the computer-generated people stiffly, report back to their stations and are diligently plugging whatever into the computer. So you'll collect at the very old-looking shuttle that will take you out of the shuttle bay through the force field and swing you around to the asteroid where the ship is perched. And you as you're flying in, you get closer, you can see that it's drilling, the asteroid is scorched where the drilling laser had been working and had stopped. And for all intents and purposes, the only things that are on are the kind of the emergency lights.
I'm assuming. Are you driving?
I've got a decent piloting skill,
Okay,
so
cool.
I would assume the captain will be piloting. And I've got a couple focuses that apply as well.
Okay. It's going to be a little risky because you have to, because the other ship is not powered on, getting in and locking to their airlock is going to be tricky. So if you will give me a piloting check.
Sure thing. So that would be a control plus con check.
Yes.
How do assists work? Do I need to have a focus that applies in order to assist?
No, not necessarily. You can roll something else that may assist, and you'd only roll 1d20. But
Okay.
the captain has to get a success for yours to count.
Yeah.
I also have a okay con, so I was just like, I can help with like maneuvering thrusters or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
If you want to take the co-pilot's chair, you can also
Mhm.
like run numbers by me. Is
Sounds
that-
good.
Figure out the telemetry and the approach vectors and such.
So
yeah.
that is one success, and because we're all about the flavor here, that is also a complication with a natural 20.
Ooh.
Oh,
I rolled
boy.
a 2, so 2
I
successes.
will say, someone did earlier give us a -2 to a roll.
Oh. Is that
If you
so?
wanted
Is
to
that
use
good,
it.
or is that? I mean,
I don't know. It all depends
For
on how
this
you
game,
want to
it's
run it.
good.
This game is good.
So
Yeah.
this game would be good. So -2. Would that eliminate the complication?
That would be an 18. Yeah. So unless you want to leave it stand for, like I said, for the sauce.
But it's out.
That could be fun.
You know what? I think that I'm gonna let it stand because, you know, fun.
This will be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
All right. Now I'm still learning this. So complications deal with they kind of add traits. Yeah. So
Yes.
traits. Yeah.
So, for example, if we hook up to the as a GM, it's all narrative focused. If there is something that you think that could make the scene a little bit spicier, like we hook up to the airlock and it might be booby trapped, or we're unable to get a proper seal, that sort of thing.
I don't
So,
want to kill anybody.
it's all up to you.
Yet, but
Not yet.
I will say, I have in mind what's going to go on. Proceed.
All right. Everything appears okay.
Yeah.
So we'll hook up to we'll dock,
Mhm.
we'll hook up, and
So
start
yeah,
spinning.
the shuttle spins around so that it aligns its exit with the airlock and presses into it, and there is this weird crunch that happens just as the seal makes, or seal seals, but beyond that, everything is quiet.
Not my finest work, but I think it'll do for now, at least.
Docking clamp sealed, Captain.
Thank you. All right. Now we proceed with caution.
The
Pass out some phasers, just in case.
Taylin, security takes point on this one, I would suppose.
Understood. I will try to open the airlock. Does it respond to our touch, or?
It does.
Okay.
The airlock opens. The door kind of shudders a little bit as it opens, and then there's a bit of an exchange of air as it normalizes, and then you look
How does
in.
it smell?
How's it smell? Like sweat and body odor.
I'm gonna glance briefly over it to pray, and then just walk in with my phaser up.
That was not me.
You're looking into, again, a ship that's very simple. The corridors are not very finished. There's lots of beams and cross bracings that hold the framework of the ship together, but there's not a lot of paneling to cover those unsightly frames and such. Ahead down the corridor, you can almost see straight to the bridge the Eberron. And you see just around the corner of where it turns off, probably toward the crew's quarters and such, that there is someone on the ground.
I will tap in our medical professional, Berlik, and just get my tricorder out to check for any other nearby life signs, see if anybody else is hurt. While he's doing that. Sorry, you're muted.
Yeah.
The mute gods have been appeased.
Yep.
It had to happen once.
Mm-hmm.
So, Captain, I think there is somebody injured. I would like to go and check.
By all means.
Hopefully he's the only one. And so Verlick goes over and does an assessment of the individual.
Okay. It is a human.
Would that be...
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Would it be reason medicine or control medicine?
Say reason. Yeah.
Okay. So I need below a 15, and I have focus of emergency medicine. Would that apply here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. 9 and a 14. So 2 successes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You assess
Cool.
and I think I'm going to give you a momentum for that. Oop, not 32.
We'll take him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the max we can have is 7, but yeah. You do a quick assessment of the unconscious human. He seems to have taken a blow to the head, and a quick glance around will show that his head probably met the bulkhead at a sudden jar of the ship. That seems the most likely culprit.
Captain, from the scans, it looks like person wasn't attacked, but instead was maybe fell against one of the beams, or was somehow upended and hit his head against the wall. He is still alive, but he needs medical attention quickly.
Do what you can to stabilize them here. Let's go look for more survivors.
Ooh, we're splitting the party. Do you want me to roll for that now, or wait for them to?
You
move
can
on
go ahead and roll
then?
for it now. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
oh, go ahead.
would this be? Oh, I don't know that. Okay. So
Like a
to
control
treat-
plus medicine to treat,
Yeah.
I think. It's
Treat.
not an emergency
Okay.
situation, so you wouldn't need daring.
No. And I'm not trying to figure anything out. So that's a 14, and emergency medicine applies again.
Mhm.
Yes, no.
Yep.
Okay. A 14 and a 13. So what am I? Ooh, so a 9 and a 5. We both,
So
yeah.
that's a 15.
I
Yeah.
got
So
both of
that's
them.
2 successes. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You use your tricorder to apply some first aid, essentially, to mend some of the and your med kit attachments and such to make sure that the bleeding stopped, to scan and make sure that there's no brain injury or any complications that could come from that. And there's a little pulse from your kit as it kind of brings him to consciousness. It's almost like an electronic smelling salt.
Okay.
And he... oh my head. What happened?
You're okay now. You're all right. What is your name?
Jareth.
Jareth. I'm Verilique. We're here. We heard the not the alert. What is it?
Distress call.
The distress signal. Yeah, we heard the distress signal, and we're here on board. Can you tell me what happened to you?
I mean, I was just going to the lavatory and the ship just like bucked, and I bashed my head, I guess. Oh, it's still gummy.
You're bleeding quite extensively. You need to just lie still for a little bit, and I'll be here with you. I won't go anywhere.
That's
and
yeah.
I'm gonna monitor your vitals.
I'm just gonna stay here on the ground, thanks.
Okay.
And for
So I'll
yeah.
contact the captain. And captain, the individual is alive, and he is resting at the moment. He said that he lost his balance when the ship was shaking. He didn't say anything other than that. So I'm gonna stay here with him for the time being. Let me know if there's anybody else who needs help.
Sounds
look
good.
out.
I'll contact the ship and let them know that we do have injured aboard, and we might need to do some emergency transports if it comes down to it, to get them off of the ship.
Understood, Captain. As you're heading,
All right.
searching down these simple corridors, you start down one, and one of the grills, one of the vents pops out suddenly, and a aged gentleman with a beard sticks his head out. Really.
Hello? Do you require assistance?
Who are you?
You appear to be in an uncomfortable and unusual position. How did you end up there?
We're from insert ship name here. We received your distress call.
The hollow ship that you were on is the USS Firebird.
We're from the Firebird. We're here to render assistance. We received your distress call.
Huh? You're not one of those that knocked us out, are you?
No. Uniform. Starfleet.
I don't mean nothing to us independents.
Do you know who knocked you out, as it were?
Hold on. And he crawls out of the vent and helps just about another 4 or 5 other people who had been crawling through the vents behind him out until they're all gathered up in the corridor. So you're here to help? Not sure exactly what's going on, but this was deliberate. something overcharged our mining laser. There was a bit of a feedback into our systems that fried everything. And
Might you have a computer station that I might look at to help diagnose and perhaps repair your ship?
I mean, you can try, but without the power. I mean, that's why we had to crawl through the vents. We were locked in a room back there. Got us at chow time.
Where is the power station on board?
Oh, you take that door there. You're gonna have to pry it open unless you go through that vent there. And, then you have to serpentine all the way back there, and there's our engine rooms back that way.
Thank you. Captain, if you don't mind, I would like to go examine the station and see if there's anything we might be able to do to restore the power.
Go for it.
Gentlemen, if you could lead the way.
The leader says, you show the Vulcan that way.
Thank you.
And they will head in and pull off one of the grates, and one will start in, and you can follow if you prefer.
Get to it.
All right.
I'm gonna try to pry open the door that they mentioned, just in case we need to make a quick exit and get everybody back on the shuttle.
Okay. I am going to need a roll for that one. Fitness, and I don't know the full list of skills, but something appropriate.
Is it trying to like pry a door open?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fitness and security would probably be best for that.
that works.
Okay, perfect. So 9 plus 5, so 14.
Okay.
So I got a 7 and a 15. So 1 success.
Okay. You managed. You find a tool laying on.
Unless this counts as infiltration. Oh wait, never mind.
I mean,
It only applies to the disciplines, I think. So never mind. No.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's a lot of effort, and these doors are magnetically sealed, and rightfully so. But you managed to pry it open enough that a person could reasonably slip through with a little bit of effort. Nobody very big's gonna get through there, but it provides a clean path.
Is there like a
Cleanish.
pipe I can like jam in to hold it open for one person to get through?
Sure, yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
All right.
You find a small section of pipe that you stamp down into the groove of the door and keep it from closing. Yeah.
I really like the image of me, like, filthy now, getting out of this grate on the other side and looking up and watching you just sort of kick a pipe in the door and just, useful.
Just in case you need to get out quickly, keep doing what you're doing. It's great.
Thank you.
The Firebird chirps on your comlink, Captain.
Go ahead.
Ensign Captain, we have movement from that other ship that the lieutenant asked us to keep an eye on. It's heading towards your position.
All right. Log into our life signs and prepare to beam us aboard if things get a little too hairy.
Understood, Captain.
And then also I'll make sure that the Captain, what was your name again? I'm talking to the grizzled old dude.
Name's Bruno.
Bruno. we're probably going to have to get out of here in a hurry because it sounds like the people that attacked you are going to be coming back fairly soon.
It's probably that damn consortium.
Well, regardless of who it is, we're not going to leave you in danger if we can help it. Worst comes to worst, you might have to abandon your ship.
I am not leaving my find behind. This is our rock.
That's all well and good, but is a rock worth your life?
Well, maybe. I mean, guys gotta eat. In order to eat, gotta make some money. Look, I don't deal with the Federation a whole lot. They don't tend to.
I can tell that.
Yeah. Look, I got a Ferengi dealer who's looking for this rock, and if I don't get in mind, then I don't get any of that gold press platinum.
All right. I'm just trying to prepare you for a worst case scenario.
I appreciate that, Captain, but we can handle ourselves. And
I look at the state of the ship. Like,
poor guy.
for comedic effect, a bulkhead falls down slightly.
some
It's like those
wires
weird
pop
hoses just dangling. Bricks fall from the ceiling for some reason.
All right. If you say so.
And it's about that moment when the sound of an incoming transporter beam echoes into the corridor, followed by the lights as 2, 3, then 4 figures all populate, flanking the captain with the crew of the Eberron. It looks to be Regalians, and they lift their weapons at the ready. And I think that's where we are going to leave the cliffhanger for the moment, and we are going to take a quick 10-minute break, and then we shall be back. So we will be back at 10 or 35 after. So,
Okay,
right.
see you soon.
See you all then. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us. I am your game mistress, Winter, and we are with the intrepid crew of the simulated USS Firebird. They have boarded a derelict mining vessel and are talking with its crew when a contingent of Regalians have teleported on board and raised weapons.
I will look at the captain to see whether or not I should put my phaser away.
I'll just say put it down for now.
I'll just lower it.
Also, we got another -2, so we have 2 in the bag we haven't used.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Yep. Thank you, Darksmith.
Thank you very much. So, the Regalians stare you down for a brief moment. You are in consortium space. This find is ours.
Can I hear this?
That is... I'm going to say yes, because not only are the doors pried open, but the voices kind of carry through the Jeffrey's tubes.
Mm-hmm. Could I maybe do a check to see what I know about the consortium and see if there's any information I can glean off of, like, our data pads?
Sure. If you want to give me insight and what a good command,
maybe?
Yeah, we'll go
Okay.
with that. Yeah.
And then would my cultural studies focus count here? Or is that a stretch?
Cultural studies, yes. Yeah.
So I got a 3 and an 8, which is under my combined score of 13.
And the 3, I think, would be a crit.
Is that under your command?
Yes.
Then yeah.
Oh, then yeah.
Excellent.
Wow.
So that is 3 successes.
Now, because this is a simulation, you're not innately familiar with the whatever consortium he's talking about. However, with a quick look at your scanner, and the simulation will provide some of that information for you, and then you can kind of put together the pieces. That this must be a Regalian mining consortium that is claiming that these are within their territory and space, but that's the borders of which are always in dispute. So they could be vying for more territory by claiming it's theirs, and it might not actually be theirs.
No, go
Is
ahead.
there anything I know about their culture that could maybe give me an advantage if, say, I wanted to maybe phone into the captain as if I were from the ship, to, like, release information that we had support on the way that might scare them off?
As far as the consortium is concerned, well, just because you rolled so well, you know, it's a common tactic, though very risky one, to disable or to essentially lay bait by disabling a ship such as this one, and seeing what other pickings they can get by whatever ship that comes to rescue. So it's most likely that they're here to try to get a bigger bite their prey. Yeah.
But I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
I would like on the comms, which I don't have the badge right now because
Right.
it disappeared and the universe hates me. But I'm gonna call into the captain as if I'm from our ship. Captain.
Go ahead, Firefly.
Yes, I just wanted to let you know that the warships that you ordered when we stopped and found the ship in the asteroids are almost here, and they will be arriving in approximately 5 minutes. Is there anything you would like us to do in the meantime?
And I think I'll just say, just keep that transporter lock on us.
Excellent. Expect those warships shortly. Thank you.
Captain, if you will give me an insight and command.
Absolutely. I have a focusing composure. Would that apply here?
Yes, it would.
Okay. That is 2 successes on insight and command. It was a 10 and 11, which is under my 14.
The leader of the Regalians keeps a very stoic face overhearing all of this, but his seemingly first officer, who's just over his right, suddenly looks very worried.
I have a talent that I think could apply.
Okay.
I have quick survey, which you have a way of getting a good impression of a situation with only a moment's observation. At the start of the scene, you may immediately ask one question as if you had spent 1 momentum on the attain information momentum spend. The answer can provide you information that you could obtain with your own senses. You cannot gain information from equipment in so short of a time. Just sort of, I'm sizing them up at the same time.
Okay. So what's the question?
The question is, do they buy our deception?
Yes. Alright, yes they do. While the leader is putting on a brave face, he's obviously, or not as obviously, he's trying to mask that he now feels that he barked up the wrong tree. Like, that whatever his gamble was is not paying off. And you'd know that, probably having a few, poker nights with the other officers, that you read those tells, and he's got a few of them he's trying to hide.
I think I'll just sort of say, I understand that the consortium's borders do get a little hazy. Obviously, we came here just to render assistance to this ship, and I mean, it would be probably some sort of terrible misunderstanding if we were to perhaps get off on the wrong foot here. Are you certain that your borders and the maps thereof are up to date?
Of course I'm sure. Why else would
I'm
we
going to
be-
want you to think very carefully about that. Are you sure that they're up to date?
I'm gonna jet in here and just be like, that's 2.5 minutes to warship arrival, Captain.
Thank you.
As if I had gotten like a message from my comm badge.
Yeah.
My security officer here keeps very good time.
Call off your warships, or you're not gonna go anywhere.
I beg to differ. We've a Miranda-class ship just outside. We caught you the minute that we came into system with the distress call. And I don't know if you're aware of Federation standards. It's obviously to render assistance where needed. And I very much hope that you're not going to be in need of assistance by the time we're done.
I think it's you who are gonna need assistance. You're not gonna be leaving this until we have established that we have proper claim, and we claim the cargo.
Well, this ship doesn't belong to you. This ship belongs to these fine crew here. So what claim exactly are you? What claim are you exactly establishing?
This is our rock.
A rock in space.
It's valuable,
Is it?
and whatever you've got is valuable. And you're gonna hand it over.
I don't think we are. How many minutes is that now?
Ships will be in range in 1 minute, Captain.
Thank you.
If
Is
I'm gonna need an opposed on this one, because
Absolutely.
so I think daring and command.
Sure thing. Because I'm sort of being assisted, I have another talent called Reassuring.
Okay.
That my presence is an extra boon to my comrades, providing them with a little extra confidence when they need it most. And I'd like to make a presence. I'd like to argue for a presence plus command check to sort of like talk them down from this situation.
Okay. Yeah.
I also have strong paw, if that helps.
What is strong paw?
Whenever you attempt a task to resist being coerced or threatened, you can reduce the difficulty of that task by 1. So I don't know if we're being threatened. I feel like we're being threatened.
I feel like
a little
you're
bit, yeah.
Personally.
Ooh,
but
roll well at all.
I'm also assisting, so I don't know if I can apply my talent or not to that.
So what I would like to do is I'd like to spend one of our momentum to sort of reassure our allies, and if we roll a complication, we can ignore it.
Okay. Is that 1 or 2 for?
It's a 1 momentum. It is repeatable to reassure an ally, and in fact allows them to ignore a single complication rolled. So I'm going to roll my 2 for the presence plus command.
Isn't that an immediate roll momentum spend too?
It says your presence is a boon to comrades, providing the little extra confidence when they need it the most. When you succeed at a task using your presence, which I just rolled. Presence plus command is a 15 or lower. I rolled 2 successes on the die.
Okay.
A 15 and a 9.
Well, they completely botched theirs, so. Alright, so they are absolutely falling for your bluff.
Call off your warships. There's no need for that kind of violence.
Oh. Of course. If we're not going to resort to violence, then we're not going to resort to violence. I would recommend that you get off this ship, though.
Very well. Just, don't come within consortium space.
Again, I recommend that you check your maps. And then I'll see them off. There you go. No.
They'll contact their ship to be teleported off.
And as soon as they're gone, I'm just gonna breathe a big sigh of relief.
Captain. Did it work?
Go ahead. For now. And I'm going to say, Captain, to the old grizzled, Bruno.
Yeah?
We've fended them off, but they'll probably be back. I would recommend maybe trying your luck on a different asteroid.
Well, if we can get our thrusters going, maybe we can just nudge the rock a little bit further away. Then they don't have any claim on it.
I'm gonna call the ship and see if we can send over a team of engineers to help.
Oh, absolutely. Does anybody want to take a lead on that?
Captain, I can help manage that, if you would like.
By all means, do what you have to do. All right, I need to see about calling off some fake warships.
Very good. So it takes a couple of hours to get the power going again. Lieutenant Dupree, you'll find that in the repairing or restoring the power, when the computers come back online, you will get that information about the feedback into the mining laser, which was done by potentially by some sort of emitter array, probably from the Regalians, to kind of almost EMP the ship from using its own systems, and then laying it as bait to draw in bigger fish, as it were. And you get the power going. Virlet, you tend to the crew's hurt, and they're very thankful for you. And then leading the team to Lieutenant Dupree, you are going to have to figure out how to nudge the asteroid. You could use like the Firebirds tractor beam, or maybe design or configure the thrusters for the Eberron to carry it further away. Your call.
Probably an assisted throw with the tractor beam, but my guess is it'll use their engines as well, just to direct it.
Oh,
because I mean,
okay.
it'll be hard for us to, I think, pinpoint the direction they want to go. We can just provide force, and then they can aim it.
Okay. If you will please give me a control and science.
I would love to.
Or engineering, either one of those.
Happily. So my goal's 14. I got a 15 and a 1, so that's 2
Wow.
successes.
Fantastic.
3.
No, 15 was not a pass.
It was a 14 or 1. But we do have some -2s.
Oh, you know
We have a
what?
whole bunch of
I
-2s.
will use one of those lovely -2s, and now I have 3 successes.
Yeah.
Thanks, chat.
Yes. Thank
Give
you,
you
chat.
So much chat.
Give you back a momentum.
thank you,
point
Walter.
For that. And you will
And Anita.
push the asteroid almost like a dart in further away from where the consortium space line would be, closer to other groupings of asteroids, but not into them. Putting them at an advantageous point where they, once they finish with that rock, they can move to another one. You know.
Not unquite an old Earth game I've heard of called Billiards. Is that correct, Captain?
Very similar, I think. I played a little bit in San Francisco before we took off. Not very good at the angles.
You shall have to show it to me sometime.
Maybe we'll queue it up in our holodeck when we get a ship.
All right. The problem, however, comes when you return to your shuttle to take it back to the Firebird. You attempt to disengage the locking or the docking clamps,
Here it is.
but there is a
It's
whine as the ship tries to pull away, but remains locked.
Docking clamps don't seem to be disengaging, Captain. Seems to be some kind of malfunction.
All right, let's go have a look, I suppose. Dupree, would you mind having a look at the docking clamps and seeing what the problem might be?
Happily, Captain. And she'll suit up and I assume have to go outside to examine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, just what do I have to do to inspect?
Reason and engineering.
Okay.
Definitely an engineering task.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if it would be control or reason, so both work for me. Reason's better. I'll take it. And that is a 2 and a 9, so those are both successes.
All right. It seems that when the airlocks met, they fused somehow, and there was like a substance, almost like glue, or some sort of thermite that melted the two together.
Can I modify my phaser beam to basically unweld it?
Sure. It's gonna be a bit of a high difficulty in that you want to just melt the seam instead of like burning a hole into the shuttlecraft.
Okay.
So control and engineering, I think.
Okay. I love this because the failure sounds fun. To get a roll of 13.
Do we have one more momentum, I think, if you want to roll another dice?
Yeah, you
Maybe,
can
or did we
spend.
spend it?
You know what? Why not? We have these resources. Don't let them go to waste.
You
I love that.
have 3 momentum currently.
So I'm gonna
And
use
we have a
one.
-2 to one of them, I think.
Yep.
So at least right now, we're just gonna use 1 momentum. Let's see how it goes. Ah. I rolled a 1. I rolled a 7, and I rolled a 20.
Oh no!
Ah!
So I rolled a crit and a fail. Does that mean it's a success with a complication?
Yeah.
Can I suggest
So
a
one-
complication?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
One fun
Yeah.
thing you can do is you can spend momentum to negate a complication.
I
that
have
is a
a,
momentum
Two
spend.
momentum.
I think I have a
Yeah.
fun complication, and I would like to suggest it.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to be blown into space, and I want them to have to catch me.
Okay.
And I'm imagining I'm like being blown into space. They don't know, and I'm just like, Captain, on the comms. We
Just
have
so
arrived at a
calmly.
complication.
just because I haven't taken one all game, I'm gonna take a threat for that. And so did you spent a momentum on the
On the
Task, right?
yeah, on the task, which
Yeah.
gave me the extra die,
Okay.
which in fact
Right.
the third die gave me the 20, which is the best.
Oh
part.
no!
Okay. So, you set to work. You set your phaser to a slow burn setting, essentially, like a settling torch almost, and you begin to slowly separate the two airlocks. But once the hole gets big enough, it pops open suddenly, and the rush of air that escapes both ships acts as a riptide that just punch you off the asteroid and into space.
Captain, we've arrived at a complication. And then I just like
I
float
see
across
the-
screen.
I'm probably like on the computer sensors and I see this combat floating away. I'm just being like, Firebird, do you still have a lock on us?
Aye, Captain.
Can you please beam Lieutenant Dupree back to the ship? And then the little lights of
We are attempting to initiate teleporters, but they seem to be. There seems to be some sort of interference.
that would make sense. That I'm now that I know that we're free from the ship. I'm assuming. Did it work?
Partially, yeah. So you might need to wrench it off, but
I'm gonna punch the engines just so that we can tear away. Our force fields, the force fields on the runabout should hold enough for us to should.
If you give me a controlling and con.
Absolutely, I would love to. Okay, so that's a 3 and a 1, thankfully. Blessedly. That's 3 successes.
You punch it, but at an angle, so that it almost like rips off like Velcro. So it pops off to the one side, so you're not trying to pull off and just wrench your... Yeah. So there's the sound of like ripping metal, but it's very brief as the nacelles of the shuttlecraft explode and you burst out into space.
Right, and then I'm going to pull the ship around using I have evasive maneuvers as a focus, if that applies. And I'd like to sort of pull the ship around so that we're close enough and we can actually catch Dupree.
Okay.
Come on, let's get you home.
You manage to pull alongside or allow Lieutenant Dupree to just kind of like casually like bump into your windshield.
Welcome home.
On the
get back to
comms,
the
with
ship.
a little static. Thank you, Captain.
Dupree, you take a little bit of bruising as you hit the bulkhead of the runabout, and
Is that a point of stress?
you may need to see Verilic for some medical attention, but for the most part, you're healthy and safe.
And we'll pull back into the Firebird.
I just look over and I'm like, I won't tell if you won't.
My first, like I said, it's been a while since I've actually been in the pilot's chair. Maybe I should leave it to you from now on.
The shuttlecraft lands in to the dock safely, and the Eberron expresses their gratitude, will offer a small sampling of the metals and materials that they're mining, but not too much because they
Just to be
eat.
petty, I'm gonna go to one of our replicators and I'll replicate a little bit of the same metal and send it back to them and be like, you really should think about joining the Federation.
Replicators cannot be naturally mined stuff.
It's the same thing.
That
It's
stuff just falls
replicated
apart.
It's at the molecular level. It's not. It's the same. But you know what? All power to you, buddy.
Alright. And they will bid you adieu and they will continue their mining operations.
All right.
At which point, who's on scanners, comms? Is that
Still
Lieutenant Debrief?
co-piloting.
I'll probably be on scanners again.
Yeah. You give me an insight science.
Happily. A 4 and a 10, both are successes.
Okay. Your sensors pick up some weird static and interference, but nothing too alarming. So you easily just dismiss it as background space radiation, nothing to be concerned about. And that's just as the simulation comes to a stop.
Mm-hmm.
And the Admiral calms down to you. I'll be right down. Just wait there. And eventually the doors appear out of nowhere, kind of freestanding as she walks out onto the bridge of the Firebird to meet you all.
Admiral?
Very, very admirable, Captain. You averted violence through wit and, I must say, a fair amount of bullshit.
I believe,
Warships?
Admiral, that is a prized skill among humankind. Is that correct?
Yes, Lieutenant. It very much is.
Not much of a fighter.
Well,
I'm more of a talker.
I almost feel bad for our Lieutenant Commander here. Didn't get to see much guts and glory.
I'm sure we will. We will. I'm certain of it, given the crew. I'm really glad to have met you all. This is going to be fun.
Well, I am sure that the captain is going to be very lucky to have you on her crew. They are fit, beyond fit for command of a ship. Now, which ship that is?
Captain Drill shifts a little uncomfortably when the Admiral says fit.
Is there a problem, Captain?
Just still getting used to the title and the responsibilities that come with it.
You watch as her head kind of tilts quizzically to the side. And for a moment, you may think that she's staring at you incredulously. But in fact, she seems to have stopped listening to you altogether and walks past you. What is that? And she points to the main viewer that, of the simulation that's still up. And in the frozen image is, that galactic wall, that giant briar patch of a cloud that surrounds the galactic core. And in a section of it, there appears to be a black spot.
It's a part of the simulation, I would assume, right?
Well, yes, but no. So, I put in some protocols in this simulation to bring in actual sensor data to correlate a bunch of sensor data, just make it more realistic. And I've never seen that before.
We get a closer shot of the black spot, like computer enhanced grid 19.
Yeah. You issue the command, and the viewer changes to magnify. And to whoever's amazement, it looks like there is a hole in the galactic wall.
Just enough for a ship to fit through.
Enough for a ship
Yes.
to fit through.
So I have a talent, rapid hypothesis.
Oh yeah.
I'm quick to devise a working theory about an unknown phenomenon's nature, origin, or effect. Once per scene, I get to ask 2 questions to obtain info,
Okay.
and I can immediately create an advantage that represents my theoretical understanding of the subject to those questions. So one is this hole real, and does it go through the galactic wall?
Sorry. So, your working hypothesis is that the aggregation of the sensor data that the Admiral has programmed into this simulation has highlighted this opening from current readings. So, yes, it would be real. And as far as whether or not it goes all the way through, that is a good assumption.
All right, and depending on whether or not you think that was 2 questions, if I get another question,
Go for it.
is it stable?
It is not. You can see how the edges of this anomaly kind of flicker. They're a little faded in that still image, as if they're variable.
Admiral, examining the sensor data, it appears that this is in fact a hole in the galactic wall. It is, however, unstable and will not last for much more time.
Then we are going to have to act on this information. And I think that I have the perfect crew to explore this. Perhaps this may even relate to our missing Admiral. I don't know how, but just call it intuition.
Here's the question. If there's a hole in the wall, which side made the hole? And did something come out, or did something go in?
That is something that I'm going to have to leave in your capable hands, Captain. Find out how deep that rabbit hole goes, and if anyone has come out, or if you are able to go in. But in order to do
let's
that,
get a ship.
we're going to have to get you a ship. I think I have a few in the dockyard that I could recommission. Do you have any preferences?
Something rugged for exploring would probably be best. What do you have?
Oh, let's see what we've got on our plate. She picks up a panel and a pad and begins to thumb through it. Let's see. Oh, we've got an old oh no, that's decommissioned. I don't suppose you want an old Defiant class, do you?
Everybody makes the same face at once. Wow.
I don't know that we're going to be needing that much firepower. Potentially. But if you have an Intrepid class, perhaps?
An Intrepid.
Or a Nova class might do as well.
I think that I can find you... Oh, we do have a Nova.
All right.
It is... it was going to be retired, but I think that we can get it refitted and ready for you very quickly. Yes, yeah.
Something a little bit more balanced than a Defiant class. I don't think we need to be running with a gun strapped to a warp core.
There are advantages.
Yeah,
That's how I live my life.
that may not be a good compliment to your command style, Captain. That Intrepid class. I think the Nova will do. Yeah. Let me do some shuffling around of pieces, and I will get you your ship.
And a crew to runner.
Absolutely. This mission is high priority, and as the lieutenant said, this anomaly may not be around very long, so we want to jump on this opportunity immediately. Until then, you are dismissed, and I will keep in contact and let you know when your ship is ready.
Thank you, Admiral.
Any questions, concerns, comments before I jump back into that chaos?
No? Enjoy the chaos, Admiral.
Yeah, well, if you find yourselves with nothing better to do, please feel free to drop by my office. I'm sure I could use some administrative helpers.
Sir.
All right, dismissed. All right, and so now that your assignment is being worked, you are free to roam about the spaceport. Is there anything you want to do before we finish up tonight?
Mira's gonna find the closest equivalent to a bar and just sort of find a drink and put their head on the surface. Just be like, "What did I get into? What did I get into?"
With less fanfare, I think that Dupre will do the same.
Mira's stressed, y'all.
I'm just gonna like slowly slide over like a mint tea. Here you go. It'll be okay.
Appreciate it.
How about you,
I think-
Bearlick?
I'm there with them, and I take my glass of water and offer a cheers, I believe is the correct term. And the Nova class. That's my favorite. I love the Nova class.
Fine ship.
Cheers.
I think Dupre's very excited about a Nova class. I'm reading up on Nova class ships right now. And
They're
the
good
fact that
ships.
it's,
They've got a little bit of a reputation. Sometimes a lot of people say that they might be a little cursed because a couple of them blew up, but
Oh,
But
that's
as they are
fun.
as they are designed as science and scout vessels, I'm very excited.
yeah.
I think we make a great team.
And I look forward to seeing what we can do together. I just, First command, you know how it is? They
Oh,
give
Captain,
you...
I do not. Could you explain?
It's a lot of stress.
Interesting. I shall read.
I get the whole Vulcan thing. You don't really get stressed so much. Or anxious.
No, we train our whole lives to eliminate those wasteful and unnecessary emotional states.
Well, I mean, anxiety can be healthy. As long as it doesn't overwhelm you.
Perhaps, but it is often illogical when facing facts and responding accurately is important to success.
Well, cheers to
Cheers.
the new ship. And a fine crew.
You should.
I think that is a fantastic point to stop for this evening. This
Round
has...
of applause.
I know it's been a little janky and a little chaotic, as the Admiral's life has been. But I really appreciate everybody sticking around, everybody enjoying. I hope everybody is enjoying the stream. I am so excited to see what this crew can do on their ship as they head in beyond the veil, the galactic wall, into the center of our galaxy. Yeah, thank you, everybody. And thank you, crew, for your awesome work and play today. If we will go around one more time and kind of give your intros again and say goodnight. We'll start again with Juicy Garland.
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland, normally a Boston area drag queen and super nerd. You can find me on Twitter at JuicyGarland, one word, and on Instagram at juicy.garland. You can also find me on Fridays at Cybernation Uncensored, playing Cyberpunk Red with GM Raven.
Fantastic. And Jesse.
I am just Jessie D. I exist solely on the Hive Social and Tumblr right now, and you can find me here every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
And Anita.
Hello, I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses. Usually you can find me at Panita or at Critical Misses everywhere. I've been your captain, Mira Drell, this evening, and I look forward to seeing where we boldly go next.
Me too. And Twisting Curses.
Yes, I'm Twisting Curses, and I can be found on Discord, only on Discord. And I played the Dr. Verilik Madmika, and I'm looking forward to all of our adventures. So, thank you.
Awesome. And I have been your game mistress Winter for this evening. And you can find me on most socials at gmistresswinter. And over at my stream, Mistress Winter's Court. I am there every Monday night, so it's a blast. I can't wait to see you all again next week. And until then, live long and prosper. Have a good night.
Peace and long life.